6 things a real man shouldn't have in his house. The first thing a man should never have in his home is generic or meaningless decorations. A man's living space should be a reflection of his identity, values, and purpose. If your home is filled with random objects that serve no real function or have no personal significance, you're sending a message to yourself and others that you lack direction and intention in your life. It's easy to fall into the trap of decorating with items simply because they're trendy or because they were on sale. However, a man who takes his life seriously will also take his environment seriously. The power of intentionality in your surroundings cannot be overstated. Your home should be a place that motivates and inspires you. Everything you choose to have around you should have meaning. Whether it's artwork that resonates with your journey, souvenirs from meaningful experiences, or functional objects that add to your daily life, each item should serve a purpose. Having generic decor, such as random abstract paintings, meaningless sculptures, or cheap knickknacks, creates an environment that feels empty and disconnected from who you are. A common mistake is holding on to items from your past that no longer reflect your current stage in life. Perhaps you still have posters or decorations from your college days, or even items that remind you of a younger, less developed version of yourself. It's important to periodically evaluate what's in your home and ask yourself if each item still aligns with the man you are today, or the man you want to become. If it doesn't, it's time to let go. For example, having juvenile or outdated posters hanging on your walls can drastically reduce the sense of maturity and professionalism in your space. Imagine stepping into someone's home and seeing posters of cartoons, bands, or video games from their teenage years. It sends the message that they haven't moved on from that phase of life. While it's fine to hold on to nostalgia or enjoy certain hobbies, your living space should ultimately project the strength and maturity of a man who is focused on growth and progress. Functional decor is key. Instead of meaningless items, aim for decor that has both aesthetic value and practical purpose. For instance, a well-curated library of books can serve both as a reflection of your interests and as a tool for personal development. Similarly, investing in quality furniture and decor that matches your taste can create an environment of comfort and efficiency, allowing you to feel more at ease and focused when at home. The goal is to create a space that encourages productivity, rest, and motivation, all while reflecting who you are. To make sure your space is aligned with your values, every item should pass the test of relevance. Ask yourself, does this object serve a purpose? Does it reflect who I am? If the answer is no, then it's only taking up valuable space and cluttering both your home and your mind. A man's home is his sanctuary, and it should be treated as such. Your space should promote clarity, focus, and discipline, rather than confusion or laziness. In short, declutter your space of objects that have no meaning. Surround yourself with decor that inspires, motivates, and reflects the direction in which you are heading. A well-organized, intentional space leads to a more focused, intentional life. The second thing no man should have in his home is old, worn-out clothes that no longer serve him. Many men hold on to clothes for years, often long past their prime, either out of habit, nostalgia, or the belief that they might one day wear them again. However, keeping clothes that are visibly worn, damaged, or outdated reflects a lack of self-respect and attention to detail. A man's wardrobe should be a representation of his discipline and the pride he takes in his appearance. Think about it. What message are you sending when you wear a shirt that's faded, has holes, or has permanent stains? Even if you're just lounging at home or running quick errands, those small details matter. It's not about impressing others, but about the respect you have for yourself. Clothes that are falling apart reflect a man who is stuck in the past, unwilling to grow and update himself. Holding on to these items suggests an acceptance of mediocrity, and mediocrity is the enemy of progress. The first step is to go through your wardrobe and assess every piece of clothing. Ask yourself if each item still fits, both physically and in terms of your lifestyle. Are there shirts, pants, or jackets that you haven't worn in years? Are you keeping clothes because of sentimental value or because you hope to one day fit back into them? It's important to remember that your wardrobe should serve you in the present, not be a museum of the past. If a piece of clothing is damaged beyond repair or doesn't fit your current lifestyle, it's time to let it go. Additionally, clothes that are outdated or no longer in style can hurt your personal image. As a man, you should be evolving in every aspect of your life, including how you present yourself to the world. Fashion trends come and go, but timeless, well-made clothing always has a place. Instead of holding on to outdated pieces, focus on building a wardrobe with classic, versatile items that will serve you for years. Quality over quantity is the key here. A few well-fitting, stylish pieces will always look better than a closet full of old, worn-out clothes. And then there are shoes. Too often, men overlook the condition of their shoes, wearing pairs that are scuffed, torn, or far beyond their intended lifespan. Shoes are one of the first things people notice about your appearance. Worn-out, damaged shoes tell the world that you don't care about the details, which reflects poorly on your overall discipline and self-respect. Just like with your clothes, if a pair of shoes is beyond repair, it's time to get rid of them. Maintaining a wardrobe with purpose doesn't mean you need to have an excessive amount of clothes. In fact, many successful men keep a relatively small, curated selection of clothing that fits well and suits their lifestyle. This approach simplifies daily decisions, ensuring that whatever you put on not only fits but projects confidence and purpose. A man's wardrobe should be a tool for success, not a burden of outdated items that no longer serve him. It's also important to recognize that your clothes directly impact your mindset. When you're dressed well, even in casual settings, you carry yourself differently. You move with more confidence, feel more in control, and have a greater sense of purpose. On the other hand, wearing clothes that are old and worn down can make you feel lethargic, unmotivated, and stuck in a negative mindset. If you want to change your life, start with the basics, how you present yourself. Finally, remember this: clothes aren't just about appearance, they are about identity. The man who respects himself will always dress like someone who takes pride in his journey, his growth, and his future. If your wardrobe is full of things that reflect who you were, not who you are, it's time to clear them out. Keep only the pieces that help you move forward, and let go of anything that holds you back. The third thing no man should have in his home is outdated or broken technology. Many men are guilty of holding on to old gadgets, obsolete devices, or broken electronics with the hope that they might one day be repaired or useful again. The reality is, once a piece of technology has outlived its usefulness, it becomes nothing more than clutter, taking up space and, more importantly, weighing you down mentally. Whether it's an old phone, a broken tablet, or an outdated computer, these items no longer serve a purpose. Keeping them around reflects a reluctance to move forward, and a man who strives for growth and improvement cannot afford to live in the past. Technology is designed to advance, and if you're still clinging to gadgets from years ago, you're allowing yourself to stagnate. This stagnation isn't just physical. Clutter in your home leads to clutter in your mind. A clean, organized space fosters mental clarity, focus, and productivity. Consider the drawer full of random cables, chargers, and obsolete accessories. Many men accumulate these items over the years, telling themselves, "I might need this someday." But in most cases, these gadgets and accessories are never used again. Keeping them only adds to the mental and physical clutter in your space. You don't need 3 different chargers from old phones that you no longer use, or wires and connectors that belong to devices you've long since replaced. Holding on to these items can create a sense of chaos, a disorganized atmosphere that impacts your ability to think clearly and act decisively. Old electronics that don't work are another common culprit. How many times have you kept an old laptop, a broken TV, or an outdated gaming console with the intention of getting it fixed? The problem is, most of these items end up sitting in a corner, collecting dust, for months or even years. In the meantime, they're adding nothing to your life but clutter. A man who is committed to self-improvement understands the importance of letting go of things that no longer serve him, whether that's in relationships, career decisions, or even the objects in his home. Beyond the physical clutter, keeping outdated technology shows that you're not staying current or embracing new opportunities. In today's fast-paced world, staying updated with technology is crucial, not just for personal convenience, but for staying competitive in your professional life. Having functional modern technology at your disposal ensures that you are efficient and equipped to handle whatever challenges come your way. A man who surrounds himself with broken, outdated gadgets is essentially signaling that he's behind the curve, and that's not the image of someone who's striving for success and growth. There's also the issue of safety. Old or broken technology can pose a risk if it's still plugged in or stored improperly. For instance, damaged cords can be a fire hazard, and old devices can contain batteries that may leak or explode. By holding on to these items, not only are you creating clutter, but you're also potentially creating danger in your own home. A man who values discipline and control must also value safety and the well-being of his environment. So, what's the solution? It's simple. Get rid of the dead weight. Take inventory of all the outdated, broken, or unused gadgets cluttering your space and let them go. Recycle them, sell them if they still have value, or dispose of them responsibly. It's time to focus on the present and the future, not be weighed down by technology that belongs in the past. By eliminating outdated technology from your home, you're not just clearing physical space, you're making room for new possibilities, new growth, and new tools that can help you succeed. In a world where technology is constantly evolving, the man who adapts and moves forward will always be ahead of the game. Don't let your past slow down your progress. Every item you keep should serve a purpose, and if it doesn't, it's time to say goodbye. The fourth thing no man should have in his home is accumulated trash and chronic disorganization. An untidy, cluttered environment is often a direct reflection of your mindset. If your home is filled with piles of old paperwork, boxes from deliveries, or trash that hasn't been thrown out, it signals a lack of discipline and control over your surroundings. A man who aspires to be successful and focused cannot afford to live in a messy space. Your home is an extension of yourself, and just as you strive to keep your body and mind sharp, your living environment should reflect that same level of care and discipline. One of the most common issues is the accumulation of unnecessary items, whether it's leftover takeout containers, piles of unopened mail, or random clutter that seems to grow out of nowhere. These things pile up gradually, often going unnoticed until they become overwhelming. When you allow your space to become chaotic, it impacts your ability to think clearly, make decisions, and stay motivated. A cluttered home can lead to a cluttered mind, making it harder for you to focus on your goals and remain productive. Maintaining a clean and organized space requires daily discipline, but the benefits far outweigh the effort. Waking up in a clean, organized home sets the tone for your day. It allows you to focus on what truly matters without the distraction of clutter and mess. You begin your day with a sense of control and purpose, knowing that your environment is conducive to achieving your goals. On the other hand, when your home is in disarray, it can trigger stress, anxiety, and procrastination, making it harder to stay on top of your responsibilities. One of the worst offenders in this category is leftover trash, whether it's old food containers, dirty dishes, or remnants of past meals that haven't been cleaned up. Allowing trash to accumulate is a sign of neglect, both of your space and of yourself. A man who leaves dirty dishes in the sink for days or lets garbage pile up is not in control of his environment, and that lack of control will spill over into other areas of his life. Keeping a clean space is not just about aesthetics. It's about discipline and self-respect. A man who can't manage his own space is unlikely to manage bigger challenges effectively. Disorganization also comes in the form of paperwork and digital clutter. You may have piles of old receipts, documents, or bills scattered around, with no system for keeping track of them. In the same way, your digital space can be just as cluttered: an overflowing inbox, files scattered across your desktop, and no sense of order in your digital life. Organization is key to efficiency. If you waste time looking for important documents, trying to find that one email, or sifting through old papers, you're wasting valuable energy that could be spent on more productive tasks. Another aspect of this disorganization is the lack of attention to hidden clutter, the mess you can't see. Closets stuffed with random items, drawers filled with things you've forgotten about, and cabinets overflowing with unused products are all signs of a lack of control. Even though it's hidden, that clutter still has an impact on your mental state. Knowing that your home is disorganized, even if it's behind closed doors, creates a sense of disorder that can make you feel scattered and unfocused. A man who has control over his space has control over his life, and that starts with getting rid of what's unnecessary and keeping things in order. The solution is simple. Practice discipline through regular cleaning and organization. Make it a habit to declutter your space weekly. Go through old papers, throw out what you no longer need, and clean up messes as they happen. The more you practice this habit, the easier it becomes, and the clearer your mind will be. Your home should be a place where you feel calm, in control, and ready to tackle the challenges of the day. Don't let disorganization and clutter hold you back from being the best version of yourself. The fifth thing no man should have in his home is furniture that is either inadequate or in poor condition. Your home's furniture is not just about comfort and practicality. It's a statement about how you view yourself and your space. If your furniture is broken, damaged, or simply doesn't serve its intended purpose, it's a reflection of neglect. A man who values himself invests in his environment, and that means ensuring that the pieces of furniture you have are both functional and in good condition. Let's start with damaged furniture. Whether it's a chair with a broken leg, a couch with torn upholstery, or a bed frame that's falling apart, keeping broken furniture around creates an environment of neglect. It sends the message that you're okay with living in a space that isn't fully functional. This can lead to a broader sense of complacency in other areas of your life. A man who is truly in control of his life understands that every aspect of his environment, down to the furniture he owns, should reflect order and discipline. If something is broken and you haven't fixed it, it's time to repair or replace it. Another issue is outdated or inappropriate furniture that no longer fits your lifestyle or the image you want to project. Perhaps you're still holding on to furniture from your college days, an old futon, a cheap coffee table, or a mismatched set of chairs. While these pieces may have served you well in the past, they no longer reflect the man you are today. A home filled with furniture that feels temporary or juvenile will keep you tied to a mindset of immaturity. As you evolve, your environment should evolve with you. Your furniture should reflect the man you are becoming, not the man you used to be. Comfort and functionality are key when it comes to furniture. Every piece in your home should serve a purpose and contribute to your overall well-being. A well-made couch or chair not only offers comfort, but also enhances the aesthetic of your home. Investing in quality furniture is not about luxury. It's about creating a space that supports your physical and mental health. If you're sleeping on an uncomfortable bed or sitting on a chair that hurts your back, you're not only damaging your health but also your mindset. A man who is focused on achieving his goals knows that he needs to be well-rested and physically comfortable to perform at his best. Additionally, the aesthetic of your furniture matters. Your space should reflect a sense of maturity and confidence. When someone enters your home, they should immediately feel that they are in the presence of a man who takes pride in his surroundings. Cheap, flimsy furniture or mismatched, outdated pieces create a disjointed and unprofessional atmosphere. Your environment speaks volumes about your mindset and priorities, and if your furniture feels like an afterthought, it suggests that you haven't taken the time to invest in your own well-being. The goal isn't to fill your home with expensive, high-end pieces, but rather to curate a space that reflects care and intention. A few well-chosen quality pieces of furniture can transform the look and feel of your home. It's about creating a space that feels intentional and supports the lifestyle you want to live. If a piece of furniture no longer serves you, whether it's broken, uncomfortable, or doesn't fit your current style, it's time to let it go. Cluttered or unnecessary furniture can also create chaos in your home. You don't need to have every corner filled with a piece of furniture just for the sake of having it. Empty space can be just as powerful as a well-placed piece of furniture. A man's home should feel spacious, open, and uncluttered, giving him room to think, move, and grow. Too much furniture can make your space feel cramped and suffocating, hindering your ability to relax and focus. Less is often more when it comes to furnishing your home. In conclusion, the furniture you have in your home should reflect your values of discipline, functionality, and self-respect. Invest in pieces that are sturdy, comfortable, and aligned with the man you want to be. Get rid of anything that's broken, outdated, or no longer fits your life. A man's environment shapes his mindset, and by creating a space that is well furnished and organized, you set yourself up for success in all areas of your life. The sixth and final thing no man should have in his home is childish collections or items that reflect immaturity. As men mature, their environment should reflect their growth, discipline, and values. However, many men hold on to collections or items from their younger years that no longer align with their current stage of life. Whether it's action figures, gaming memorabilia, or posters of bands and movies you liked as a teenager, These things can keep you tethered to a past version of yourself, preventing you from fully stepping into adulthood. It's not about giving up hobbies or interests. It's about creating a space that reflects the man you are today. A grown man's environment should project confidence, focus, and a sense of purpose, not immaturity or stagnation. Holding on to collections that are more fitting for a teenager or young adult can give the impression that you're stuck in the past and haven't fully embraced your responsibilities or personal growth. Your living space should inspire you to move forward, not hold you back by reminding you of a time when your priorities were different. Take, for example, collections of toys, video game memorabilia, or action figures. While these may have been meaningful during your adolescence, they can create a juvenile atmosphere in your home if they take up too much space or are prominently displayed. A man who is serious about his personal development and future should focus on surrounding himself with things that reflect his current goals and values. It doesn't mean you need to completely abandon your hobbies, but there's a difference between keeping a few meaningful items stored away and having your entire living space dominated by objects that reflect a less mature phase of life. Maturity is about knowing when to let go. Sometimes the things we hold on to out of nostalgia can weigh us down, preventing us from evolving. If your home is filled with items that belong more in a teenager's bedroom than an adult's living space, it's time to reevaluate. Ask yourself whether these collections or items are truly adding value to your life, or if they're simply reminders of who you used to be. Growth requires shedding old skins, and part of that process is letting go of things that no longer serve your current self. Even something as seemingly harmless as posters of movies, video games, or music bands can project the wrong message. These are often the kinds of decorations you find in a college dorm, not in the home of a man who is focused on building a solid future. While it's fine to have interests and passions, it's important to strike a balance between personal enjoyment and presenting yourself as someone who takes his life seriously. Your home should reflect not just your personality, but your maturity and sense of responsibility. There's also the issue of space and focus. When your home is filled with juvenile items, it can create a mental environment that's cluttered and unproductive. A man's space should encourage clarity, discipline, and focus. Surrounding yourself with objects that reflect a younger, more carefree time can distract you from your current goals and ambitions. Your home is your sanctuary, a place where you should be able to focus on your priorities without being reminded of a past that no longer aligns with your future. If something isn't contributing to your growth, it's time to question why you still have it. It's also worth noting that first impressions matter. When others step into your home, they're getting a glimpse of who you are and what you value. If your living space is filled with childish collections or items that suggest immaturity, it can affect how people perceive you, both personally and professionally. A man's home should reflect the strength of his character, his discipline, and his ambitions. Juvenile collections and items that don't serve a meaningful purpose can send the wrong message and make it harder for others to take you seriously. In summary, a man's space should evolve with him. As you grow, your environment should grow too. If your home is filled with items that reflect who you were in your teenage years or early 20s, it's time to reassess. Let go of the things that no longer serve you and create a space that supports your current goals, values, and ambitions. A man who is focused on his future cannot afford to be held back by relics of his past. Your home should be a place of strength, clarity, and purpose, filled with objects that inspire you to keep moving forward, not keep looking back. If you found these tips helpful and want to keep improving yourself, your mindset, and your environment, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more content designed to help you level up as a man and live with purpose. Don't forget to like the video and share it with someone who could use a little inspiration in their life. Your growth starts here. Let's keep moving forward together.